Have you ever noticed those piles of dry leaves sitting quietly in the corner of your garden? Many of us, when we see leaves covering the yard, instinctively grab a broom, sweep them up, and burn them, or toss them straight into the trash without a second thought. But have you ever asked yourself why dry leaves are treated as waste when they're actually organic matter, just like vegetable scraps and fruit peels from our kitchen? Are we missing some hidden value in things we assume are useless? Maybe it's time we rethink the role of dry leaves, not only in our gardens, but in our lives as well. Have you ever wondered why dry leaves in the yard seem to sit there forever, while kitchen scraps break down so quickly? They're both organic materials, yet their decomposition speed is completely different. The truth is, dry leaves aren't hard to break down at all. They're just missing the right conditions for microorganisms to thrive. Once we understand this, we begin to see that everything in nature has its own reason and rhythm. With just a small change in environment, dry leaves can become an incredible source of nutrition for the soil. So what exactly helps dry leaves decompose more effectively? Let's explore that together. So why do dry leaves take so long to break down? First, they're rich in carbon, but very low in nitrogen, an essential element for microbial growth. Second, they usually lack moisture and easy-to-digest energy sources like sugars, which puts microorganisms into a kind of hibernation mode. Because of these missing factors, the natural decomposition of dry leaves can take months. That's why when composting, we often need to add water, green materials, or a sugar source to wake up and energize the microbes. Think of it this way: you can have all the ingredients to cook a meal, but if you don't turn on the stove or invite the chef into the kitchen, nothing gets done. Composting works the same way. Even with plenty of raw materials, without the right triggers, everything just sits there. Microorganisms are the quiet chefs of nature. When we wake them up and nourish them, they transform dry leaves into rich, valuable compost. Seeing it this way helps us understand how important it is to create the right conditions for life to work its magic. For a long time, I thought dry leaves simply couldn't decompose. They just sat there, lifeless and stubborn. But then I realized the problem wasn't the leaves. It was that we hadn't learned how to awaken the microbial world, those tiny workers beneath our feet. What happens when we create the perfect environment for them to thrive? A microbial activator liquid is like a miniature ecosystem where every element is connected and supportive. It's a bit like today's AI era. If you want artificial intelligence to perform at its best, you have to build the right environment and provide the right resources. The microbial activator recipe is incredibly simple, yet surprisingly powerful. All you need is clean water, a small amount of fresh compost or worm castings, and a bit of molasses. Each ingredient plays a unique role. Fresh compost or worm castings act like starter cultures, carrying billions of beneficial microorganisms ready to multiply. Molasses is their food, rich in sugars that help microbes grow quickly, just like milk helps children grow strong. And clean water is the living environment where all these processes can happen smoothly. Together, these elements form a tiny ecosystem that wakes up, feeds, and multiplies microorganisms ready to serve your soil and plants. Simply stir all the ingredients together gently and patiently. Then let the mixture rest for about 12 hours. This is precious time for the microbes to awaken and multiply. The beauty of this method is its simplicity. Anyone can do it, yet the results are truly impressive. With just a few basic steps, you're activating an entire microbial community. Have you ever tried doing this yourself? If not, give it a try. You'll be amazed by the difference. When you gather dry leaves in your garden, pile them neatly or place them into a compost bin. Then water them with the microbial solution, making sure the leaves are moist, cool to the touch, but not dripping wet. Don't forget to cover the pile with cardboard or an old sack. This helps retain moisture, block direct sunlight, and create the perfect environment for microbes to thrive. I've tried this myself, and within weeks, the leaves broke down faster and the soil became noticeably looser and richer. One common mistake beginners make is skipping the step of shredding or chopping dry leaves. But once you cut them into smaller pieces, decomposition speeds up dramatically because microbes have more surface area to work on. Also, remember to turn the compost every 3 to 5 days. This adds oxygen, prevents anaerobic conditions, and reduces bad odors. Composting isn't just about throwing things together. It's about caring for a living ecosystem. Every time you turn the pile, you're nurturing life and helping restore fertile soil. Within just 24 to 48 hours, I began to notice something amazing. The pile warmed up, the color darkened, the leaves softened as if they were shedding their old skins. After 3 days, the volume had noticeably shrunk, and a gentle, earthy smell began to emerge. After about 10 to 14 days in warm weather, the decomposition was nearly complete. What remained was fine, rich compost with the scent of fresh soil. Holding it in my hands, I felt a deep sense of gratitude, as if I were holding the entire cycle of nature right there. There are a few things we should absolutely avoid adding to compost: meat, oils, greasy foods, or chemically treated paper. These slow decomposition, create odors, and attract pests. And never use chemical fertilizers during composting. They kill microorganisms, the tiny workers tirelessly turning waste into new life. Respecting even the smallest forms of life is how we truly protect nature's cycle. Composting dry leaves isn't just about creating clean fertilizer for your garden. It also reduces the amount of waste that gets burned or dumped. Every bag of leaves you compost helps keep the air cleaner. And when you do this with your children, it becomes more than a household task. It's a lesson in circular thinking and respect for nature. In a fast-paced, tech-driven world, these connections to nature may be the most valuable lessons we pass on. At the end of the day, dry leaves and kitchen scraps aren't trash. They're valuable resources when used wisely. When we understand, practice correctly, and stay patient, even the smallest pieces of waste can nourish life. Healthy soil grows healthy plants. Healthy plants feed our families. And sometimes, all it takes is a small shift in perspective to create something truly meaningful. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the Compost channel and join me on this journey toward a greener, smarter, more self-sufficient life. We're not just growing plants, we're rebuilding trust in the soil, in nature, and in ourselves.